How y'all doing? How you doing, Hunty?
I'm doing fine,
This
Hunty.
is for Miss Melody Maria, her play. So I'm gonna turn this thing out for her. For she is. She a great writer, right?
Come see Malik play God.
God. You know why? Because you see me, you're gonna be like, God.
Hey, what's up? It's your girl Neek, and you're tuned in to Neek at Night. And tonight we're going to be talking about Malik Yoba and this whole trans attraction fiasco that he has kicked up and started. As you guys know, Malik Yoba came out and he wanted to defend the trans community and let people know, in addition, that he was trans attracted. Well, a lot of us never heard that word. So basically what it means is he's attracted to transgender women. After he announced that he was attracted to transgender women, there was a trans woman who came forward to say that not only were they engaged in a little bit of hanky-panky, but it happened and it went down when the trans woman was 13 and 16 around the meatpacking district of New York, and Malik Yoba helped the trans woman with her transition.
Today, Malik Yoba is gonna come out and say, or recently, I love trans women. Oh, you left out the part that you was paying some of us when we was 13 and 15 and 16 years old. So I see that Malik Yoba has expressed, let's separate it. If he has adult feelings for trans women, that's his business. But what he did to carry them out when society made it so he couldn't find none, except little trans prostitutes that were teens, we gotta separate those things. Whether or not he is an adult now who decides that this is what he wants to do, but he was an adult then. At the end of the day, I look like a teen. These other teens look like teens. You can't tell me he did not know we were teenagers. Bitch, I barely look my age now. Bitch, I'll tell you what the nigga was wearing. I'll tell you what his junk looked like. I'll tell you what we did to each other.
Okay. Now, since then, he has done an interview on Claudia Jordan, and Claudia Jordan decided to get straight to the business and ask him about the whole thing and if he actually met up with this trans and dealt with her when she was underage.
I have to ask you about someone that's being very vocal about you, and I don't know if you want to address this. Mariah Lopez Ebony is talking about...
I have no idea. Like, and see, here's the thing. That's no different than a dude on fire right now in South Africa.
Right.
Like, when I see people, and unfortunately, you know, with all these smartphones, people are even dumber than they were before the smartphone.
Is she lying on you, talking like trying to get clout off of you?
Let me get to, absolutely she's lying, but it's not just the lie.
Mm-hmm.
It's the type of lie. First of all, if you follow, I've only become aware of her through other people.
Right.
And I don't know who she is. I didn't know who she is. I've seen online, people have sent me stuff, and that's the kind of thing that we're talking about. It's like there's trauma so deep in people that a person like that, I have no idea who this is. I don't have no idea why she would do what she's doing. But a person like that, and there are many others that carry trauma, that they go, okay, so if I've been on the street or whatever her backstory is, and people have abused me or neglected me, I'm going to go for that one dude that everyone loves. And I'm going to say, he did it. He did this to me. Like, if
you're going to be a target now, probably, from a lot more of this.
Well, I know that. I knew that. But all of my heroes, and my sister hates when I say this shit, all of my heroes are dead.
If it sound gay, it's gay. And you got to say no homo.
Okay, now, a lot of people listened to that and they were like, you know, they felt like they believed him. And then a lot of people like myself gave it a high eyebrow raise. I don't know if I believe him or not.
Especially since in this very same interview, he admits to Claudia that he has been trans attracted and attracted to trans. He starts at the age of 20, then he goes down and says he was attracted also when he was 15 and 16. So basically from a teenager on up, he's been trans attracted. And the woman who came forward, she says, you know, she was 13, 16, but he was an adult back then doing this, and he's now admitting that he's been attracted for a very long time.
I was attracted to trans at 20, at 16. At 15, trying to figure out, like, what is this feeling? Okay, so I just saw a picture in a magazine of a person that has breasts and a penis. If we want to get graphic, because that's where people like to go first. Right? But trans is not about genitalia.
You said something gay, so you gotta say no homo, or else you a homo.
But who's going to admit to sleeping with somebody underage, especially with what R. Kelly has going on currently? Who's going to admit to that even if they did do it? You let me know. Anyway, so after that, he was feeling himself. He liking this attention, and he like, you know, I'm about to just enjoy and bask in this all the way. He decided to, you know, kick it up a notch and show everybody not only does he have acting skills, but he wanted to display his rapping skills. Here's the video of him rapping and freestyling about this whole situation.
How quickly people love to spread news with no proof for child abuse. You confuse, I see you. You choose to try to make me lose, but I can't. If you try to stand in my shoes, you would lose. You can't win when you live in sin. When you got to begin where it begins again. In the beginning, I told you there was the word, and the word said we will love, and we will love each other. No matter what, you my sister, my brother, whether you be a trans man or a trans woman, I do not know. If you do not understand, yes, this is a freestyle. I'm feeling kind of wild off the top of my dome in somebody else's home. Leave me alone with your words and your comments and the shit you don't throw upon the dome as I think about it daily. Made me move deeper and deeper into my warrior spirit. Here I come. You're going to see it and you're going to hear it. You're going to fear it if you don't understand it. Lean into it so you understand it. See, because all of this is just the way God planned it. You the one that's confused. You the one that's going to lose. How you like that? Those little freestyle.
Okay, I mean, I think that he's a good actor. I used to love watching New York Undercover. I don't know about the rapping so much, but I want to know what you guys think. Do you think that he actually did hook up with the trans woman who came forward? If you guys did not see my other video, definitely go watch it. I put a full breakdown about, you know, how he came to, you know, admitting to this trans attraction, how the woman came forward, what she had to say, what his mother of his children had to say. If you haven't checked that video out, be sure to check that video out. She was not pleased. If you guys didn't make it to the end of my other video, I'm going to share with you what she had to say again right now.
So the comment reads, and it says, at Malik Yoba, as the mother of our two beautiful children, you already know how my support for you has always been unconditional. I expressed that 2 months ago to you when I became aware of your current trans relationship. Why did you not have a conversation with our children and wait till last night to text our firstborn with this info? Yet you were preparing public months ago. I guess she meant you were preparing to go public months ago on IG. Our children support you and keep so much a secret of what I really goes down. I guess she meant I keep so much a secret of what really goes down with our family dynamic. I asked to meet you over a month ago and you have yet to make time. So here I am. If you know better, then do better. Family is first over all. So I'm guessing, you know, the mother of his children felt like he owed it to his children to tell them first before he became public on Instagram.
She was not here for him not letting their children know. Now, sis clearly done knew, and she probably done knew for a very long time. When I dropped my last video, there were several people from New York who said that they knew back when he was on New York Undercover. There was people who were coming out saying that he had a scandal with the other detective that was on the show, and people saying back from 20 years ago, people always knew that he was gay, and it was always a thing on the streets that people always talked about and knew about. So the baby mama, she knew about this for some time and she's been hiding it and covering it for him. But I guess the least that she wanted was for him to let it be known to his children before he let it be known to the world, so that they can brace themselves for what's going to come at them. Because you know there's ignorant people who's going to come after them and say things.
And in addition to that, you know, she was upset about that, but sis already knew. She was like, you know, she's known about his current trans relationship. So the mother of his child is saying currently he's dating a trans woman right now. It's a big old mess, and there are several Malik Yobas talking about Malik Yoba. I think there are so many men who are undercover and down low. I agree with the trans woman who I shared in my other video. I think that if you have this attraction to a trans person, I don't think that you're heterosexual and you're straight. Because if you are attracted to women, you would date cisgendered women, like women who were born as women as birth and identify as women. You would date a cisgender woman. If you are attracted to a trans, somebody who was born a male and then they identify as a woman, that's something different. And if that's only your unique attraction, that's different. If you're attracted to a trans and that person has a penis and you guys are engaging in sexual activity and they're penetrating you and all of that as well, because some of them penetrate too, you know, the man. So I don't think, in my eyes, I don't think that that's straight. And it's okay. Like, we're in 2019. If you like men and you like a man who, you know, is in a road to transition into being a woman, I feel like that's a whole nother letter. I mean, there are a lot of letters in the LGBT community, and that needs to have, I guess, since they don't want to say that they are gay, which I think that they are. If they don't want to say that they're gay, then it deserves to be another letter, because heterosexual is not what it is. I don't think that it's heterosexual, and I don't think that it's okay to deceive women, you know, all this time. The trans woman who I shared in my other video, she said, you know, people are out here praising him while he's been deceiving people his whole life. And when he did this interview with Claudia Jordan, he admitted from 15 years old, he knew that he was trans attracted and he liked this type of, you know, lifestyle, and he had this type of attraction. And so that means all his life he deceived women, which is not okay.
Give out these accolades to men who are finally saying, this is what I'm attracted to and this is what I like. I mean, think of all of the women, okay, who were born with vaginas, okay, that he lied to and deceived. Think of all the women of trans experience that he lied to, that he deceived. So he's done all this damage his entire life, and now that he's almost pushing 60, he wants to come out and be supportive. I mean, let's just be clear here. Malik Yoba is trash, and
I 100% agree with Sharon. Sharon said, you know, what about all the women he deceived all his life? And then I didn't share her whole message, but she was saying people are giving people like this a badge of honor, when the true badge of honor is the people who lived in their truth since day one. And I know people will feel a way about that, but I agree. Like, it is heroic to stand in your truth when people aren't as accepting, and you know who you are and you riding for who you are regardless. For that is commendable. I think that is dope. Like, for people who go against the grain and say, you know what, I don't care what you think, this is who I am living in my truth. That's the true people. I agree with Sharon that we should be recognizing, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, that is what's up. And yeah, people have to come out in their own time, and I do understand that. I just don't agree with confusing what it is with what it's not. It's not heterosexuality. I don't think it is. You know, I'm not a part of the LGBT community, and I don't mean to offend anyone of the community. I just think that it is what it is. Like, heterosexual is heterosexual, and everything else has a different letter placement for what it is. And maybe the letter placement for what that is hasn't been created yet. I don't even know, and this is no disrespect, I don't even know what all of the letters mean after LGBT. Like the QIA, I have no idea what that means. I could do a quick Google, but off the top, I don't even know what it means. So if there is a letter for that already assigned, I'm not aware of it, but if there isn't, I feel like that should have its own letter because it's not, to me, heterosexual. And I don't think that it's cool for men to deceive women who have this attraction. Like who you like. It's 2019. Get with the times. It is what it is. Be out with it and say what it is, but it's not okay to deceive cisgender women in my eyes. And I mean that with the absolute most respect. I mean, there is going to be somebody who, gets offended. Like, no matter how you try to word it, somebody's always going to be offended when it's no offense. I feel like everybody should live how they want to live. As long as you're not harming people, then you should live freely to do you. But just don't be deceiving people. That's my whole thing. As long as we're not deceiving people or harming people. If you deceiving women, cisgender women, that's a problem. If you're harming people, that's a problem. But if you living in your truth, live in your truth. And hey, everybody can be happily ever after. If you like trans women, date trans women and be happily ever after. I think that's just the best solution.
So it is what it is. I want to know what you guys think. Do you believe that he never messed with the trans woman that came forward? Or do you think that he's full of baloney? Because after all, who's going to admit that in the climate that we're in with R. Kelly and his whole underage scandal? I don't think any smart person would fess up, okay? But you guys let me know what you think down below. All right, guys, that's all for this video. Stay tuned for more celebrity news and gossip. But in order to do that, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button right now. All right, guys, peace.